Well, the heat that we've been looking and talking about for the last week or so is now starting to show its hand across the southern half of the British Isles, with temperatures reaching at least 29 Celsius this afternoon at Heathrow Airport. I believe also RAF Northolt also reached the 29-degree mark. So it looks as if we're falling short of the 30 Celsius mark this afternoon. If there might be one or two spots that may well achieve that when all is said and done. But thanks for clicking on to the Thursday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. Much fresher conditions across the north, albeit feeling rather humid out there. The temperature has been bouncing back and forward this afternoon with showers and indeed cloud coming and going across the northern half of the UK. And we are going to see increased cloud, rain, as well as wind over the next 24 hours, thanks to an area of low pressure moving in to the northwestern portion of the country. But plenty of heat once again into the 40s across Iberia, knocking the door of 40 in parts of France. And you can see here at 28 Celsius currently at Heathrow in Greater London, with low pressure off the west coast of Iberia and high pressure generally shifting slightly further east over the continent. That has been allowing the heat core to travel a little bit further north, away from the south of Spain, more up into the south of France, and the southern half of the UK is on the northern periphery of that heat core. So temperatures will peak tomorrow afternoon somewhere between 32 and 34 Celsius. I think the record of 35.6 or 35.6 or 35.7. I can't remember exactly. I should have that figure correct, but I don't, unfortunately. I think that should remain fairly safe. But with heat, with humidity, with low pressure nearby, we have the threat of showers and thunderstorms, particularly so across a swathe of England and Wales through the Midlands, possibly northern portions of East Anglia, Lincolnshire. We could have some pretty significant thunderstorm activity. We've got a lot of energy around as well as heat and humidity. Here's the area of low pressure deepening into the mid 980s, even the low 980s off the Iceland coastline here during the course of Friday. So we are going to see an associated frontal system bringing wind and rain, even coastal gales to the northwest highlands, for example, during the course of Friday, while we're going to see temperatures into the low 30s across the southeast. 850 temperatures, by the way, are going to also be pretty extreme in terms of the contrast between the two. So looking at the 850 millibar temperature profile for 1500 UTC tomorrow, we've got the temperatures at 850, 20 Celsius, while we've got 0 Celsius across the northwest highlands. That is about as big of a contrast over British airspace that you're going to see any time of the year. So very significant indeed. Area of low pressure, like I say, off Iberia, forcing the core of the heat into the northeast of Spain, but also bringing that heat into the UK. Looking back at the overview chart here, what we're going to see is a feature. If I skip back to the last frame, this area right here is going to act as the trigger to heavy showers and thunderstorms during the course of Saturday. So as I play through the loop, we'll watch and see showers and thunderstorms breaking out, as you can see here, on Saturday. If we look at a close-up version of the British Isles, you can see exactly what takes place. So we'll skip back. This is the middle of Saturday. Southern and central portions of England, right in the battleground here. Much fresher, cleaner air to the north. A lot of heat and humidity. Still may achieve the 30s on Saturday, but even the north of England, temperatures are going to be upper teens to low 20s, while we've got possibly 30, 32 Celsius across the southeast corner of the British Isles. Much fresher conditions across the north of the UK, as well as our air comes in from the northwest, if you notice here. So basically we've got a south to southwesterly flow in the southern half. We've got a north to northwesterly flow in the northern half of the UK here. So a big contrast, a big differential in air mass here as we go forward here. Let's have a look at the 850 temperatures here of this current period here. And yeah, that is quite an extreme overview of temperature, air mass, etc., for the British Isles here. So there certainly is going to be a fair amount of shower and thunderstorm in that boundary zone between warm and cold. And if we look at the precipitation totals, you can see here what takes place as we skip through the period. Rain and is going to be for the Northwest Highlands, for example. Keeping an eye off the Iberian Peninsula as well here, because we've got that area of low pressure bringing some fairly heavy rainfall. And as we'll play through the loop, you can see here the rainfall totals mounting up South Wales through the Midlands and into Lincolnshire, for example. But let's go back to the overview chart here, and I know I'm going back and forward. We need to keep an eye on this feature here over the Bay of Biscay, which develops here the separation between much fresher air to the north, hot air to the south, and the modelling is indicating that this feature developing here and may throw up a fresh arm of added energy, which could increase rainfall across the southern half of the UK. So we're going to need to keep our eyes close on that as we go forward. And then in the next week, we've got a very different pattern, I think, altogether here. We'll start to see much fresher conditions coming south from the north. Low pressure, abnormally low pressure for the time of the year. Look at this here, 978 millibar low, basically just west of Shetland here. Follow the isobars are coming down from the north. And this is what I'm talking about, and I've alluded to in recent videos, that this 2-day heat wave is a mere blip in what has been a fairly disappointing month for the UK and indeed for Ireland. Ireland not really experiencing, like Scotland, not really experiencing this heat wave, if you will. It's all focused around the Midlands, the south and southeast of England here. Really, the rest of the British Isles is not experiencing it. And we need to be careful not to jump on the hype, the bandwagon, climate change getting thrown in. I'm seeing that from well-known meteorologists in the UK talking about climate change and how it's enhancing the heat, etc. But really, we're not really seeing, a uniform hot day after day, week after week of extreme temperatures. This is just a small episode in what has been a fairly, it's been a fairly mediocre summer month, I think, really. And I think it'll be interesting to see what happens as we progress through the rest of the month and into the month of July here. So you can see here as we go forward through the course of next week, if we go up and bring up the temperature chart, look at that there. That is a cool air mass coming down from the north. Where's the heat? Even in Iberia, the heat's wiped out. So perspective, folks, is something that we need to remember, I think, as we go forward. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will hopefully be back again tomorrow with more. Bye for now.